I've always wanted to be on a podcast exactly in this stance, sipping tea, just like that.
You look very sophisticated. You look like you know what you're doing.
That's the idea, right?
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So we met recently at the USC Pop Music Forum.
Yes.
And
we were speaking.
We were
so official.
And, I just remember, like, I was so struck by your insight, and I remember thinking, wow, this guy just really gets it.
Wow.
So
thank you.
I'm thrilled you're here. I'm thrilled you're here.
So.
You've performed with John Legend, Keith Urban, Moses Sumney, and now you're on the road with Leon Bridges. So tell me, how did that opportunity come about for you?
The Leon Bridges gig?
Yeah.
So that came about via a really good friend of mine, Josh Johnson. We did a lot of fusion jazz stuff together with this artist, Mark DeClivelo. He's a keyboard player, jazz keyboard player, and Ableton wizard and like house DJ.
Oh, cool.
So his music is a big fusion of a lot of different things, which just makes it so much fun to play. But my buddy Josh, he's a saxophonist and pianist, and we worked on Mark's record together called Heritage. It's a double album that released in 2019. So that was a lot of fun to work on. But right as I was finishing like the Moses Sumney tour and doing another tour with Vidya Vox, right as that was ending, Josh had been MD for Leon for about 8 months to a year. And the drummer on that gig prior to me, he had been doing it for 5-6 years, and he decided he wanted to quit and pursue like other things, other projects. So once the position became open, Josh just gave me a call, honestly. And then next thing I knew, like right as I was coming back home, like from I think it was via Vancouver, doing a tour with Vidya. I just got on a plane and head over to Nashville. And next thing I know, we were in rehearsal for like 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
And then, we're out for 3 months. So it just happened like at the snap of a finger, really.
That's kind of how it goes sometimes, though, right?
I feel like it, At least, that's what I can attest to.
Because we were talking off camera a little bit about how there are no real shortcuts. Like people will ask us about, how do I skip that step, or
how do I get straight to the gig?
Exactly. And we were just talking about how that you really, there are no shortcuts.
There really aren't. And I mean, not to get too deep, but I'm much so like a believer in just when it comes to life, I'm a believer in like chapters rather than this whatever climb or rise, So to me, like all the chapters, creative chapters, previous to Leon, all of that was just preparing me for the Leon gig, honestly, because by the time I arrived on the gig, like, everything was just really, really relaxing, really easy, kind of a breeze, and I feel like that's how you would want a situation, to be, rather than, arriving somewhere and not feeling prepared, or that you could handle it or whatever, even though like, at the time, like, doing whatever jazz hits and either like small bars, small clubs, or singer-songwriter sessions here and there. Like you can't see it in that moment that it's preparing you for other greater things or more things in the future. But I mean that's what life's all about, right? You can't really see like the whole thing, but all you can do is just put your all into every chapter or every musical situation you're in, and then just represent yourself the best, be punctual, be a great person, and then that's really it.
But it sounds like the key to that opportunity is that you were prepared. You had the experience, and you had great relationships. That when the time came, they called you. They thought of you. And genuine relationships too.
Not any of those things where not to be dark or whatever, but I personally don't like the. I feel like it's almost somewhat of like a negative LA stereotype almost, where it's like, you meet new people and they're like, hey bro, do you need a sub? Or like, oh man, think of me bro when you go out on the road, or, stuff like that, like, I feel like for me, any work situation that I've enjoyed the most, or that's, lasted the longest, has brought me, or has made me grow the most as a creative, they've all been genuine relationships, like people that would honestly just go out and get a coffee with, you know, or just hang and go hiking with, you know, just actually good people that I enjoy the company around. And to me, those are the people you want to work with, you know. I feel like it's funny that we're talking about this because I was talking with a buddy of mine about the same thing. Like, I feel like even if you find yourself in a pattern where, you know, you're, let's say, advancing or getting more work by acting like the negative LA stereotype, like, oh bro, like call me bro, or da 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 da, you know, or yeah, do you need a sub? I feel like it's only going to result in more type of work like that, and you're not really going to be around people you actually, you know, enjoy the company of. And I don't know. Yeah. But that's all I can do is speak, you know, my own personal experience, and that's what I found. Like,
no, I think it's true. I think there's sort of this misconception that like we're all competing for a certain number of spots. And
there's no competition.
It's kind of about your community.
Absolutely.
Rising up with your community.
Right. Yeah, I think so too.
If you could go back and give yourself a piece of advice, what would it be? You can get into the more spiritual.
No. I honestly, the first thing that comes to mind, I was just telling myself is to chill out, man.
What do you mean by that?
Chill out. Like, I'm at least for me, like, I come from a family that's like not really many of them are like creatives, like, or at least there's not too many people in my family like do music like full time for a living. So there was always these comparisons being made to like, oh, like, you know, what are you gonna do when you graduate? Or, I mean, I feel like it's a big question for, you know, anybody that's considering doing music for a living. They're like, how do you do it? You know, what is this thing? What are the steps? And I would just tell young Brandon Combs to just relax. Like, don't worry about any of that. Hopefully it doesn't sound cheesy or corny, but like, really just enjoy the ride and just like, you know, take it one day at a time and just like immerse yourself in it all the way. Like, you'll be surprised, like, you know, the relationships you build, and like, you'll be surprised at the different like aspects of the music industry that you find interesting. Like, I have friends that, you know, are songwriters but are also like music lawyers, or I have, you know, friends that even just like work a normal job, but like because of that, now they're just free to play the gigs that they actually want to play. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like there's a right or wrong. There's so many different ways to do it. Like, if I would have known like that, like at an early age, I would definitely be like way more relaxed. But yeah, I would just say take it a day at a time. Like, it's all gonna be good. Just enjoy the journey. Like not only will you be, I feel like not only will you be surprised like what can happen and what you'll find interesting, but you'll be surprised at just like how you grow as a person. I feel, honestly, just from doing music. Yeah.
Amazing. I think people need to hear that.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
I wish I would have heard that. Or I wish I would have like consumed that when I was younger.
It's such like a simple thing, like to say, like, just relax, but like, you know, you can't.
Just relax, but work really hard.
Work really hard, but like, it's all gonna be okay. But it's like, how do you say that? You know what I mean?
It is gonna be okay. Brandon says it's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all good. And I think too, like I will tell myself is that, like the people that you admire or look up to, you know, they're people too. Like, they deal with the same like doubts or whatever insecurities that you deal with, you know, as a young kid or young adult, as a creative, you know what I mean? And just encountering that across the board with all types of people I work with, people that have like won Grammys, people that haven't, people that have played these crazy venues, people that have only played, you know, whatever, smaller clubs. Like, I can promise, like, across the board, we're all in this together. Like, it's been really nice to find that out, honestly, that, you know, we're all dealing with the same things. But that's why I feel like, you know, just love and community is so important. And yeah, if I were gonna just tell younger Brandon Combs anything, I'd just be like, relax, it's all gonna be good. It's all gonna be good. You can find me on my Instagram at the @ sign. I don't know what you call that, but at @B_Combs, COMBZ. Forgive the Z, that's not how you said my last name, but I was in high school around there when I made it. So I make a lot of drum sample packs, and there's a link in my Instagram bio to that. So you can just download it, and especially producers and creatives that want some sounds, you know, to get started, you know, creating some music. Yeah, got a bunch of samples there you can borrow and swoop up.